Hi, welcome back to my life with plants. I'm Newman. I'm just putting back these cloths here at the bottom of this indoor greenhouse. They just soak up any excess moisture and they get washed every second day thoroughly. Because it is indoors, I can't afford to have a tray of water just sitting. That wouldn't be very tidy, so I got to do this. Alright, what you're looking at here is a plant that had the wrong label in it. For sure, it had a label laeliocattleya Dinard Blue Heaven, but what it's turned out to be is a Laelia. Just a Laelia, but we're going to have a closer look at those flowers now. What's a dead giveaway is, of course, these leaves. I think there's Cattleya. Cattleya also has Laelia in it. So these leaves are very distinctive on a Laelia. And up here we have the blooms. Let's have a look at them. These beautiful things that are shimmering in the light. These petals in the dorsal sepal is much narrower, and the two petals are very, 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 very sparkly. And the plant has a very kind of half terete labellum. The labellum is rolled up. And it has these very, very amazing colors inside it. Look at that. This plant is very a vigorous plant, as you can see here. It's got 1 and 2 growths coming away, which I don't mind one bit. I'm hoping some fragrance will come out. But I was watching one YouTube channel that I'd never seen before, and the producer gets a group of people, and the speaker, or the man with the knowledge, who is Mexican, I think. I think he lives in there and he's born there, but he has an amazing fascination for orchids, and he goes out there and he does little documentaries. I really appreciate it, and I'm really I really look forward to his new programs that are coming out. But he shows these laelias in habitat. They're where they're from naturally in Mexico. I'm hoping it'll have some fragrance, but it's just starting to come out now. And it is, believe it or not, it's not like a cattleya whatsoever. It's kind of the smell of nectar. It has a very sweet nectar smell. If you can imagine, if you can, yeah, it's got a nectar smell, similar to honey, but more of a nectar, sweet nectar. Although there's not much of the smell yet. So I really love these, and if you can imagine this plant, well, I don't want to imagine when it becomes a huge plant, a big massive thing, and it has maybe 3 inflorescences. You could call this a racemus flower spike. Yeah. And I think if it got any longer, it would be pendulous, because it's just able to hold itself up. But wow. Laelia, this Laelia here has been one of the easiest orchids that I've ever had to grow. And you see that little mite running around on there? It's my buddy. It's a predatory mite. They're very, very fast on their feet, and they zoom around, and they got a little almost globular body, so I want to leave that on there. He's trying to eat up the other mites that might be on it. Going over this plant over the years I've had for 2 years, and the first year I had it and I repotted it, it had leaves on it, and I kept it on my south balcony. You can imagine the heat out there. It gets up to 43 if you put a thermometer out there. And if you put the thermometer on the balcony itself, it would be, I don't know. I don't want to know, but it was high up on a shelf in maximum full sun, and it was able to take it. So it is a really tough orchid, although to make it as healthy as I have now and put out these nice leaves, I did keep it in a shady area on the balcony, but it got equally as much heat during the summer. So it got up to the 43 almost daily, and it got a lot of airflow there, and it had a net that was over the top of it, that's 70% shade cloth, and I made sure that it pretty much dried out in between watering, so I wouldn't try to keep it moist. I tried to let it dry out in between. And another reason why is because the bigger the pot gets, the more you got to be careful about how you water. So it's got quite a big pot. These pseudo bowls can be anything from conical to almost like a, how can I describe that? Some of these pseudo bowls have got different shapes. You have this conical one, and then you can have very longitudinal ones, kind of like this. This pseudo bowl was very long. It is a vicious plant. It produces a lot of growth. So people that are really interested in having an orchid, Laelia, no doubt, is a great way to go. And I see these up for sale every now and then. And they are of different colors and textures. There was a really beautiful looking one that I was very tempted to get. The pseudobulbs are pretty shriveled and it looked pretty sick, and I think that's why people don't want to buy it. But being a Laelia, you can bounce that back to health. Might take a couple of years though for it to flower. Magnificent Laelia. So on one inflorescence we have 4 flowers. What you're looking at now are the buds developing on Cattleya berringiana. So we have a nice display there. This was repotted. If you can get past this orchid cactus and get a little bit closer, you can see those roots. Try not to disturb it too much, and I slipped it into a bigger pot. But this is the cane here that has the inflorescence on it, and it'll start to push out some roots very soon, and I'll start going into this new media. I've shown this before, but these roots are very, very thick and succulent. And this Laelia, Vanda Green Light. Vanda Green Light is trying to reach over to Phylogeny fimbriata. Fimbriata has green flowers. During the winter time it'll get more humidity, cooler conditions, and it will start to grow its new growths. That's how it did it last year. And behind that, Leptotes bicolor. It should start out some new growths. It's got terete leaves on it, almost completely folded in on themselves. And it's got the markings of a slug. So there's a slug roaming around on it. So we're going to pull them out. I am pest control. And I'm going to come in and look at stuff. Nothing much going on there. It's probably got a few moth caterpillars that are inside this branch gnawing away on it. Everyone's got some of those. And check down this, have a little look at it. Look at all those roots on it. Wow, wow, wow. It's got a root pushing right out of there. Right out. It's full of roots. This one has a slug living in there. It gave itself away. Good luck finding it, and amongst all of this. Is it big or is it small? It's going to make a mistake, and it's going to crawl away from this and then dry up, because you won't be able to find a spot to live. But they were outdoors, and being outdoors, they get all sorts of things crawling on them. Even though that they're hanging, slugs can still climb if their sticky bodies can allow them. And I can imagine that the slug has probably gone up into one of these little spots up into there, in that cork hiding inside there. I wanted to take out Fimbriata because it did have something suspicious on the leaves. So you can see there. I don't think it's getting it any worse. It's just a cosmetic thing, but something attacked, some fungal thing attacked the end of the leaf on two of them. So I know that next year I'm going to put it in more definitely needs quite a breezy area so it can dry off, because it does not like water on its leaves for too long. In here in this mini greenhouse is no problem because we've got this fan oscillating. But it appears that it's not getting worse, so I'm just going to leave it. Epidendrum fimbriatum. I was real excited to see this. There were 3 available. I see something shiny bouncing off the camera. That's nylon. Yeah, there were 3 available, and I was real excited to get them. They're divisions. Back up here. Alright, just going to hang these plants back up. Moving through tight spots here. Enjoy this little watering. First Ionella polystachys, Iricola, a little bit, Cattleya Iricola. Next one is this one that I can't remember the name of. I mounted it. Next up, Dockerilla linguiforme, Epidendrum porpax. At the back there, Dinima polybourbon, Cattleya lindii, next up, Vanda, dandelion stars crossed with falcata. At the back there, phalaenopsis, typical phalaenopsis with the white flowers. It's distributed throughout Japan as a gift with its massive root system growing there. And at the back there's that new Vanda that I got, Paphiopanda, Paphiopanda, yeah. The beautiful orangey yellow flowers. And here is Brassia cordata. Give the Dendron falcatum a little. Next up is Totes bicolor. Sologeny fimbriata. Vanda little stars. Give this Mexillaria tenuifolia a little water, a little moisture, not too much. The bottom root on this phalaenopsis. Make sure I get those Vanda roots with water. Down the bottom here is a Mexillaria variabilis, Cattleya fairy land popo, Sologeny retinariana, the big lycast with no name. This big lycast that has no name down the bottom here. Thing is of this, what I've learned is not to let it dry out, bone dry. And Vanda Lucinary, another one at the back, the Mexillaria tenuifolia, and Dinima polybourbon. Okay, just whatever you do, if you have orchids inside and something similar like this and you don't have enough light, use grow lights for sure to make up for the needs of the orchid. It may not be getting enough light. This is bright light coming through here. I don't need to use grow lights. If I was well away from the window, if 8 or 10 feet right away from the window and there wasn't any sunlight that comes through, I would have to. And whatever you do, do not turn the fan off, even if it gets cold. They got to have the air moving. And why do they have the air moving? Because it dries them off, and it also stimulates their transpiration or their ability to breathe. So if you shut down all of the air movement, They don't breathe as well. They need the circulation of air. I think this one down here is my little treasure. I'm going to show you again. So then, yeah, try to mimic everything in their natural habitat. So if it has airflow, give it airflow. If it has bright light, give it bright light. Just follow those things. You can see a new bulb coming out right there. See it? This is Sologeny. That's got a different scientific name. It's a branch of Sologeny, Phyllidata chinensis. This one is if you live in a cooler area, your summers are not that hot. And it's pretty moist, then you're going to have a beautiful collection of Phyllidata. This would be second next to Sologeny Rothschild, the one that starts with R. It's got a long name, and you know the one I'm thinking of, and it's grown. It has the same kind of leaf structure as this, and it's almost identical to this actually, but it's huge, and they grow in pots, and they have the pendulous inflorescence that comes down, and they tend to grow much better in Florida because it's a warmer grower. Or if you can't have that, then try Phyllidata chinensis. I guarantee that when you grow this bigger and you have all of these pendulous, beautiful, translucent white flowers that almost look like they're made out of glass, you'll have all of those Floridians drooling at the mouth, and they'll want one too, but they probably won't be able to grow it because it's just too hot. I'm going to have to move this one to the same place I grow my intermedia during the summer. Lots and lots of airflow there, and it's the coolest position I can deliver. This thing is magnificent. If you don't have one, have a look online and try to get it, because it is worth it. You grow those in a basket. They're beautiful orchids. Alright. You just saw a watering. I did a watering right through with you so you could see it actually how long it takes and everything. And that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed looking at the Laelia flowers, and not the Dinard and not the Dinard yeah, not that one. So I gotta change that label. But that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this interesting, and I do hope this Lycast produces a flower from this bulb. That's my hope. So this year, keep it with a little fertilizer, and keep up the watering. Don't let it dry out. That's the key, I'm pretty sure. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.